Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live, like now, post a new video. And in a moment, I'm going to be sharing something very painful with you. But first, if you didn't know who I am Sandra Bammy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, A Celebration of Asexual Diversity book. I'm also an asexuality coach and I specialise in dating and relationships. And on this channel, you follow my own asexual life journey in order to help you in your own. And so, yeah, I've been doing this channel now for 5 years. I've literally documented basically my life for the last 5 years as an asexual person living in a highly sexualized world. And you might have known that I am looking for my asexual mate since 2014, who I believe is Indian, right? And this year I met someone who isn't Indian, who's a British guy on an asexual dating site called acebook.net, right? It's an asexual dating site. It's also used as like an asexual forum as well. And you can write your own blog posts there. So it's kind of a mixture, but it's well known for dating. You know, you've got matches, local matches and further afield matches, right? So I met this person on the 1st of June on there. And we became friends, and they would usually message me only once every 2 or 3 weeks, which I thought meant they're not really romantically interested in me. I chose this person because I like the look of them, despite being British, because obviously, you know, I'm into foreign guys if you followed me for a while now. And I thought they looked nice. They looked younger than their birth certificate age. They're quite cute. For a British guy, probably the best looking guy in the whole of the site. In terms of being British in the UK. And so yeah, and they're grey asexual. I thought with the fact I have grey areas of sexual behaviour despite not experiencing any sexual attraction, it might be interesting for me to explore being with a grey asexual instead. Although I'm not textbook grey, so I don't experience any sexual attraction whatsoever. So this person isn't the 1st of June, but about a month ago, just over now, I think it is, they invited me to connect with them on Facebook. So I connected with them on Facebook, and literally they've messaged me every single day on Facebook since, even when they were away on holiday. I don't think there's a day they've missed at all. And so the messages have got more frequent, and we began to like each other more and more and more romantically. And I've had 2 video chats with this person. I'm due to have another video chat with them, I would say tomorrow, but now it's later today because it's after midnight. And I wish I could say this has a happy ending, but it doesn't right now. Because, and I've been quite upset tonight. So it's not easy for me to do this video. So anyway, to cut a long story short, they are a non-mover and I am a non-mover. And for me, I can't do a long distance relationship where I don't know, you know, where the person basically categorically never wants to move in their life. Because, you know, if you get into any relationship, you need to have an end goal. You need to have something where you're coming together at the end, right? You can't go on and on for an online relationship forever. You just can't really do that. And for me personally, the more intimate I get with someone physically, the more I need them closer to me. It's not okay for me to have that person be with me for like 1, maybe 2 days tops, and then go back to their place hundreds of miles away, and then I don't see them, because it kind of feels like, not, they wouldn't be doing this on purpose, but it kind of would feel like I was being used. Do you know what I mean? Like, to see me 2 days a week for intimacy and then go off the rest of the time. Whereas, although I say I don't need to see someone all the time, as you get closer to someone emotionally and physically, you do want to spend more time with them. It's like natural for you want to spend more time with them, want to see them, want to be close to them physically. It's very natural for that to happen, And if you live hundreds of miles away, one of you eventually is going to have to move. I've always said that I'm a non-mover. And the reason for that is because I love my home here so much. Like, I live on my own. I have to pay my own bills, right? I have to pay for my own place. This is the bestest place I've ever lived in my life since leaving my parents' home. I've lived in some really horrible places in my city. Places where they were druggies, people have been to prison. I mean, I don't usually talk about this side of my life, but people trying to burn down a place that I was lucky to use my communication skills to talk them out of it. I've been to some places. I've lived in some places where literally the boyfriend's beating the girlfriend up. I've been in one place where literally the girl was literally screaming and going out on top of the rooftop to get away from her boyfriend. I've lived in some really violent, druggy, bad crime. Could be worse, but places. One of the places I moved to years ago, which I do not talk about usually, was under investigation. The guy who lived upstairs when I just moved in was under investigation for a murder. And he didn't get convicted of it, but he still went to prison for wasting police time, and he'd had some previous convictions. So anyway, I've been in a lot of really bad places, right? And I didn't feel safe in any of those. This home here is the only home I've ever felt safe in since leaving my parents. I feel very safe here, very secure here. And I actually love the layout of the flat. It really suits me. There's, and yes, you could argue maybe it could be a bit bigger, but at the end of the day, I don't need too big for just me, right? I don't want all the cleaning and all the hassle of a huge place. Although you could argue that it's harder to keep a smaller place clean and tidy because things do get on top of each other, as you can see from that bit there. So yeah. Anyway, I love where I live, and I have to pay for myself. Like, the landlord so far has kept the rent the same for a number of years, and the people that live in the house are really good because I live in a flat in the middle of a house, which might sound weird, but I've just always noticed that. So I have to get through someone else's hallway to get to my flat. But the people who live, the mother and daughter that live in the rest of the house, they are, they're working people. They're incredible. They're no trouble at all, And there's a guy who lives upstairs in his own studio flat as well. So I'm very, very settled here. I have the best of three worlds. I've got the quayside, Exeter quayside, which is on my doorstep, pretty much 5 minutes walk away. I've got, I call it a little town with St Thomas, and then it's like a little mini town. And then Exeter City, which is about 25-minute walk. So I have the best of three worlds: the countryside and the quayside, a little town with a train station, which is only 5 minutes from my home, and then the bigger city, right? And I literally work now. I've got a store sales manager's job. Basically a store sales manager job, yeah, basically, and it's less than 5 minutes from my home. So, I've got kind of everything I want here apart from my soulmate. Also, I love this place for writing where I live. There's no one around me. There's just their kitchen below me. So these three walls, this wall, which you can't see, the window wall and the other wall, they are literally, they've got space around them. There's nothing. There's no one to intrude on me. There's no one I feel like banging around or something. There's no noise, basically. I can hear some noise downstairs sometimes in the kitchen, not that often. But, it's just a really nice place to live. And I don't want to move from here where I'm so safe and secure here, and the rent's really good as well. It's great for writing, lovely place for writing. And so I'm very settled here. So, this person came into my life and they kind of turned it upside down a bit because I wasn't expecting to have feelings for a British guy that much, that intense, and make me question, have I got British soulmate as well as an Indian soulmate, I still won't give up on my Indian soulmate. I can't. I'm defaulted to that, and I totally believe still that I do have an Indian soulmate, whether it's in this life or not. I don't know. I believe it is, but Well, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so this British guy I got really close to, and I can't be in a relationship with him because I live here and he doesn't want to move. Is the nut and bolts of it. So it's really upsetting when you get very close to someone who's also asexual on the asexual spectrum and just distances too much. Now, the people I know that are asexual in relationships, successful relationships, one of them moves or commutes all the time. But usually in the relationship, one of them is prepared to move, at least one of them, always. And so I can't be in a relationship with someone who I'm literally commuting with year after year after year because it would just be too much. I wouldn't want to have just 2 days with them feeling like they were using. I know they wouldn't be using me. They wouldn't mean it like that, but that's how I feel. Like if I was physically close to them, because I don't like being physically close to anyone I'm not in a relationship with. I know I kiss guys in clubs, but there are a lot of places that they're not allowed to touch, and there's a lot of physical stuff that I don't do with them that I would usually do in an intimate relationship, so they don't get the full physical version of me and of my love, because obviously I can't do that. It's not sensible to do that with guys in clubs, because I've got to remain detached from them. But it's difficult. It's more difficult when you are thinking about a relationship with another asexual person. I mean, asexuals are very, we're 1% of the population, which is 1 in every 100 people. But then you've got the added factor that most asexuals are aromantic. They lack romantic attraction as well as sexual attraction, right? Then you add into the mix the fact that there's more women than blokes usually, and I'm interested in blokes. Then you add into the mix that a lot of them aren't into kissing. They're just not, right? Little pecks, maybe. That's it. Most are into cuddling, not kissing. And so you throw a lot of stuff in the mix, and you know that if you're sensible, you're unlikely to find the right person in your exact city. So you have to find someone willing to travel, or you both be willing to travel, and eventually move. You can't have a situation where you're just commuting your whole life. It's not sensible, And so I got really close to this person and had to say, when I found out they'd definitely not moved, they did say before that they wouldn't even travel to see me. So they changed on that. But because they told me that they were thinking about moving out of home with their parents anyway, I was kind of thinking, and they were implying about me being in their future. I honestly thought that maybe they changed their mind about that, and because they were moving anyway, and because their job that they aren't always happy with, then I thought maybe they'll move. But no. So I respect them, but it's just really hard, It's hard when you meet someone that you think you might be really compatible with, physically and spiritually maybe, and emotionally. So it's really kind of heartbreaking, and I think asexual dating and relationships in general is very heartbreaking sometimes. I understand you, you're not alone. I hear it all the time. But, I think it's harder because it's another asexual person. Because with another asexual person, there's a lot more possibilities of it working out and being really awesome than it is personally, I believe, when you're trying to be with a sexual person and you're asexual. I think it's a lot harder that way. But yeah, so I don't actually see this person leaving my life, though. I don't think they go completely from my life. I think they still want to be my friend, and we're to be video chatting tonight, which is still going ahead, but it's very difficult for me. To even consider that I might have a British soulmate as well. Like Ace Man Richard Howard, I know how you feel, Sandra. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Richard. Lots of love to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. It's a hard evening tonight. It's a hard night. So this person still wants to video chat with me later today because it's Tuesday now after work. So I'm going to do that. But it's hard because I don't usually do stuff like that afterwards. But I don't think this person's going to leave my life. I honestly don't. So I have to somehow come to terms with being friends with them without feeling romantic attraction. But I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think me and them will always be romantically attracted to each other. I mean, I'm a hyper romantic. I can't help it. My feelings just don't go away like that. They just don't disappear. Like I've known asexual guys interested in me. I was one asexual guy. He didn't speak to me for years. As soon as he connected with me again, all the feelings came back. Thank you for understanding my pain, Richard. You know, and so it's really, really difficult. Really difficult. Especially when you have the person say you've got a connection like no other to them. You know, I thought that the unique connection we had would make them feel like they wanted to move. Like, this is my once in a lifetime opportunity to be with someone that I connect with in a way like no other before, and that's worth moving for. Maybe that was naive on my part. Maybe that was just daydreaming and wishing. But thanks for the thumbs up, you know. Or maybe I just believed they feel that way because it's the first time they've had a connection to someone like me. Well, to anyone, you know, it's the first time they've had a connection like that. So I kind of thought they would understand that it's rare to get that, and that would be worth moving for. But I do understand because they've got their family, their friends, and their job up there, and that's the reality of the situation, you know. Some people, they don't want to move, you know. They just don't, and I do get that because I'm a non-mover too. But that's the trouble when you do dating relationships. You've got to establish if the other person's a non-mover as well or not. But the thing with them is they said that they couldn't do the traveling originally, and basically said, you know, look for someone else. And then we ended up getting closer again, and them saying that they, you know, implying that of me in their future. So it's really hard. You know, this person isn't a horrible person. They're a really nice person. I get on really well with them. I like their clothes. I like their looks. I love their looks, actually, which makes it even harder because it's a British guy, and, you know, I don't get that attracted to British guys. They're easy to talk to, easy to express my feelings with. I think a lot of our grey areas where physicality is concerned would be very compatible. I saw the potential in having this huge, loving, passionate, asexual relationship. And I even thought about me moving, like, could I move? But if I moved and end up moving, one is, like, it might not work out anyway, because things don't, and clearly it hasn't now. And two is, I don't want to move to a place where I'm unhappy, you know, because my heart is where the home is, and this is my home because I love it here. I feel very safe and secure. I've never had that before because I told you I've lived in some really bad places, so I don't want to move from a place I feel secure and happy, especially when I'm paying money myself. You know, it's not like I've got someone paying half with me. You know, I just think it's better that I stay where I am, and I love my life here. I love my home. So yeah, it is what it is, but it's very sad. It's very difficult when you're asexual dating, you know, like, it's really weird though, because sexuals will do pretty much anything for sex, whereas asexuals, you know, if you get the right asexual person though, they will move. Like my best asexual friend, they're literally going to be moving. They were going to move. My best asexual friend was going to move back to live near their dad and their auntie. They were going to do that. But now they got a partner and they're not going to do that. They're going to live near their partner. They're going to save up 18 months. About 18 months it's probably going to take them to save up to move. To be basically living near their partner. You know, and I had an asexual friend who got married to his fiance. He used to commute every weekend, and then she moved in to live with him. And then I know another guy who is actually in a long distance relationship in the UK, but he's always traveling and he don't care about traveling. Like this person I'm talking about with me, they were originally reserved about traveling, which is why it made me have doubts. Like, because they went from I couldn't possibly travel to I'd like to meet up with you. You know, it's kind of like contradictory, and that did make me doubt. And they did originally say they could find someone near them, and they are grey, and so there was some doubts there. And if you have any doubts like that, I guess it's not going to be right anyway. But we could know each other better because we've only known each other since the 1st of June. We're in October now. So, so yeah, it is what it is. This person's a really nice person, you know. I can't say anything bad about them at all. They're a really lovely person, you know. Which makes it harder. You know, if you've got a real horrible person, it's like easier, isn't it? But if you've got someone who's really nice, then it's very, very difficult, you know, very difficult. But, you know, I can't believe I thought about actually moving if I could move for this person. But it's just, I wouldn't be happy because for me, heart is where my home is, which is in building. It's in the flat, you know. This flat is like, I've been in for 16 years on my own, 6 years. I'm too young for that, I know. And so, you know, I'm very settled here, you know, so I really need a guy who's willing to move to live near me, but wants to do that. And so, yeah, it's just really, I really want to just share with you. It's very heartbreaking. It's very painful. It's very upsetting. I've been crying a lot. It's just like horrible. I just feel horrible right now. You know, I just wanted that to work so much. I was getting more and more strong feelings for them, really romantic feelings. You know, like their looks. I just really adored their looks, their voice, you know, like kind of like it was getting toward the ingredients of like, you know, how you'd feel if you L'd someone, L-O-V-E-D them, do you know what I mean? Like the aesthetics, the romance, the easy to chat to, the connection. It was going that way, I think. So thanks for the thumbs up. Lots of love. So it's difficult, you know, it's really hard. I wished that the connection they had with me would have been enough to think, my God, I'm never had this before in my life. I'm not gonna lose it. I'm gonna go for it and be happy about it. But I do understand because I'm settled here, my job's here, my home's here. But they live with their parents currently, and they were gonna move out anyway. So that is a slightly different scenario to me because I'm settled here on my own. I'm settled in this place. The rent's really good. The place is amazing, and I love it here. Do you know what I mean? So that is a little bit different, you know. I thought they might have more flexibility, but you know, they like their job and everything. I'm glad they're happy in their life. It's good. They're a healthy person that way. They're happy with their life, you know. That is a brilliant thing about them. They're not an unhealthy person, but it's really sad because I could see them having such a good, yeah, well, you know the rest. But you know, if I'm talking about the positives of this situation, one is I actually don't think they're going to go out of my life. I just don't. I think it's pretty impossible for them to go out of my life. I just don't see them going out of my life, even though that's going to be hard for me because I still think it's going to carry on a bit like we're in a relationship when we're not. I still think it's going to be end up feeling romantic when we can't be romantic with each other. So that's going to be weird, really weird. And obviously he's not Indian. And I have told you 55,000 million billion times on this channel that my soulmate's Indian. And so now I'm free to pursue my Indian guy again. Because like I was free before, I wasn't in a relationship with this person, but I kind of felt like I shouldn't. Even now I feel weird that, you know, looking at someone else like romantically, it feels weird. Like if they'd have been able to move and commit, then I would have been committed, do you know what I mean? So it's very upsetting. I want to share this with you because I didn't know whether to do this stream or not tonight because it's very difficult. So I've been crying a lot. But I wanted to show you the truth. I always document my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. I like to do this chat show, and I think it's important to show the raw reality of life, asexual life, and how difficult it is to get an asexual partner, an asexual relationship, an asexual love of your life forever, how rare and difficult it is. You know, I see a lot of asexuals in my group struggling, although a lot of them tend to go on sexual dating sites, whereas I have been on the sexual dating side, but I just can't really be with a sexual person, a full sexual person. Maybe a grey I could be. So I have to think of any positives in the situation. That obviously the person's not the right person for me to be in a relationship with. I don't think they're ever going to leave my life, so I guess that's a positive. I think they'll always be my friend. But I think they'll end up getting closer as... I was going to say closer as friends, but at the end of the day, I don't think the romance is ever going to go between me and them. To be perfectly honest with you, I think there's always going to be some romance there between me and them. I don't think something like that will just go. So, yeah, but the consolation or positives, if you like, is he's not Indian. So, I just kind of really wish my Indian soulmate would just show the heck up. It's like, what are you doing with your life? Are you going to turn up or not? Like, or do you want me to wait another 15,000 years? And I guess I did have some from the previous conversations I had with this person. In the past, I did have a lot of doubts, fears, worries, and insecurities because I thought if they find someone who lives nearer them, they might end up being with them. They're not used to all the attention like I am. I'm used to a lot of attention from guys. I'm used to guys saying I'm good looking and lots of other stuff, some of which I don't want to hear. But I worry if I get with a guy who's not got strong boundaries, then it wouldn't be good for me. But I don't know. This person might have very strong boundaries. They seem to have strong boundaries because we're friends. They don't go around cuddling. So that's a very strong boundary I like about them. And they like to take their time with things. They don't like to rush into things. I really admire that about them. There's a lot of things I admire about this person, So, but they, before they did say, I mean, they've apologized since, but thank you, Yuva. It is really sad to hear this, when you find someone who might be really, really compatible with you, and it just, in your own country, it just doesn't happen, it can't happen, it's just a bit ridiculous, really, but it is what it is. What can I say? I guess this person just isn't the right person for me to be in a relationship with, clearly. And I did have some worries, doubts, fears, and insecurities, which triggered my anxiety. So I guess it's good that I don't have to feel that anxiety anymore. I don't have to have anxiety pain in my body anymore. Yeah, but they have been really helpful with my new job. Supportive. They've been so kind and loving. Do you know what I mean? I think that I'd have been able to carry on being easily able to talk to them. They understand me well. So it is that you say, Yuva, a really sad shame. Like, the only consolation is like this person's not Indian, so my soulmate is likely still the damn heck out there wherever he is. It's like, Mr. Indian, turn up, the one that doesn't want sex, the one that doesn't want marriage, and the one that doesn't want kids, which is very, very slim, I know, chance, because most asexual Indian guys do at least want marriage, and I really don't want marriage, So I like the romantic notion of marriage and the commitment. I like those things, but I don't actually want the reality of being a wife, because it's just too much like cook clean for me and all the rest of it. And plus, people change, like this person has changed, they changed from not even wanting to travel to see me to being prepared to travel, which is amazing and good, but obviously not good enough in the sense that you can't have a relationship like that. Like, you can't do that for 10 years and 20 years or the rest of your life and never push the relationship forward. There's got to be an end goal to a relationship. There has to be an end goal. And most traditional dating and relationship coaches, you're looking 18 months on average for something to happen like that. You should be planning ahead, ideally, for in the next 18 months for one of you to move, like 2 years max, because you need an end goal. You need a conclusion. You can't, for me personally, because I like a lot of physical affection, I don't want the guy to be so far apart from me, because it wouldn't feel good. If I'm really snogging, really, really intimate, then he just goes, oh, I'm going home now, and it's like 4 hours away. It doesn't feel good. It feels like being that person. That, don't get me wrong, this person would never use me. I know that. But if anyone did that, not just this person, if anyone did that, I was like that with anyone, which I won't be just like that with anyone, obviously. But the theory behind it is, if the person was going away, to me, that would feel really bad. Like I would feel like I was being used, because I would feel like that when they saw me, we were just physical for that time, because obviously if you're doing long distance, you can't be physical the other times, together. And so I would feel like they're just coming, doing that, and then going, and that wouldn't feel good to me. I know this person would never do anything like that to hurt me. I know this person's a really good, kind, caring person, which makes it all worse. You know what I mean? It makes it worse that it can't happen between us, but it is what it is, and so, but it's just, if anyone was in that position with me, I think just for me, long distance relationships just not gonna work. Like, maybe if they lived in a place not too far from me, but not that far away. But even so, I'd still want them to move to live near me. Even if they lived in a city like less than 2 hours away, I'd still want them to move to live near me eventually. Because I just want that for intimacy, like, I don't really like sleeping in front of a person, but, probably if I had a partner, probably sometimes they would stay over and sleep over in my bed. But it would be hard for me to sleep with them, but probably sometimes that would happen, because I would just like be feeling really romantic and close. I don't think it can happen all the time, because I need my sleep and I can't really sleep next to someone very easily. But if they live nearby, like round the corner, they could just pop back to their home and it wouldn't feel so bad, because they could like see them the next day if I wanted to with them, And it would just feel like they were really close, even though they weren't totally with me, if you know what I mean. But if you're like, it's miles, it's like, if there's no end goal for that person to ever move to live near you, it's never going to work. It's the realism of the situation. It's not going to work long term. Not if you're having a physical relationship, especially. When I say physical, I'm not on about intercourse, but I'm on about deeply passionate kissing. To fully be physical with someone in all the ways I'd like to be in a relationship, I need to actually be in a relationship and for them to live near me, because I wouldn't feel secure doing anything like that, and them have the potential to just leave me at the drop of a hat because they live too far away. Do you know what I mean? It's not good. It's really not good. And so I guess I've missed some heartache and pain later on in the possible relationship with this person. They're not Indian. I had some doubts, fears, and worries from what they were previously saying about, there's people who live nearer them and they're more grey, but lately they alleviated my fears on that, so I didn't have to worry, because they said they, basically weren't interested in anyone else, and were explaining those situations. So, it is what it is. It's just really sad. I just feel really sad, upset. I was cuddling my cuddly toys earlier, crying. And it's heartbreaking, because it's like, if this person's another asexual person, it's not like they're some random sexual person who just like wants sex out of me. They really care about me. And I think we could have been good for each other in lots of ways. But, I know they're settled and I want them to be happy. And so if obviously staying where they are makes them happy, you can't have someone moving to live near you unless they really, really were eager, enthusiastic to do it, because they just resent you and be deeply unhappy. So you can't have that either. So it is sad. It is upsetting. It is painful, and it hurts like hell, to be quite honest with you. It's not good. But I've got over it. I've got over worse, so I'll get over it again, I kind of like get used to being rejected. And for me, I have relationship anxiety. So for me, like, this scenario does relieve that anxiety. It's like, well, a relationship's off the table with everyone at the moment because you haven't actually got anyone else you're interested in a relationship with. And so, like, just by like saying that we can't have a relationship, then it kind of relieves all that anxiety. It just dissipates. It just disintegrates and goes. So I do save myself some pain in that way. I'm not going to be having my body in fight or flight mode. I'm not going to have it in high anxiety mode. I'm just going to be like upset for a bit, grieve for a bit, and then move forward, I guess, with my life. Move on romantically. I'll have to move on romantically. But that's going to be really difficult for me. And then I expect as well. That's going to be hard as hell. You know what I mean? Like when you, like this person, you know, I was getting really strong feelings for, like really strong. It's very difficult to kind of like tear yourself away from that, I think. And so, you know, it's painful. You know, like I wanted to share this with you and be raw and real. You know, I could sit here going, "Oh yeah, everything's great with asexual dating relationships," but it's not always. It's really painful, really hurtful, and it hurts more because it's another asexual person. It's like, do you not realize how rare our potential relationship is? Especially the magic ingredients. It's very difficult, but that's not enough. You know, it's not always enough because we don't live in the cinema. We live in the reality of the world. You know, and we live in practicality where people are happy to be where they are. You know, I'm happy here, he's happy there. So I can't say fairer than that, really. It is what it is. But yeah, you know, if you are in the asexual dating relationship scene, just because you might be interested in another asexual person doesn't mean to say that's going to be any plain sailing than it is with a sexual, you know? It can still have its own problems. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Eva. I wish I had more happy news today. I'm feeling sad and you can feel it. Hi, Kyle. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you. Lots of love. And I'll see you on the next video live stream. I'm actually video chatting with them later, which because it was pre-arranged and I didn't know whether to do it or not, but I think to get some open and closure on the whole thing probably be a good idea. But anyway, until next time, brace your quality and each other's, and I will see you on the next video live stream. Bye, Richard. Bye, Kyle. Bye, Eva. Lots of love. Oh, you're gonna say something. Asexual relationships always end in pain. Well, that's not true. That's not actually true, Eva, because I know an asexual guy who's married to his asexual partner. They live in London and they're super happy together. He has never been happier in his entire life. So before I go, I want to make it categorically clear that asexual relationships don't always end in pain. I know 3 at the moment successful relationships. 3 with people I've met in person. I've met one of the halves in person, right? 3 people that I know alone, successful relationships. One is the person got married. They got married last year. They're very, very, it's the best thing that ever happened to them in their life. And I think that's the thing, though. If you do think that asexual relationships always end in pain, you're never going to actually get a relationship. I'm still optimistic. I'm not going to let it stop me from finding my soulmate. One of my missions in my life, my personal mission in terms of relationship, is to find my damn soulmate, my asexual soulmate. He needs to show the heck up, my real soulmate. Stop messing around. It's like, stop messing around, you know, just get your ass over here. Stop doing what you're doing and just make it happen, you know. But I'm sure the right one will turn up, you know. I won't give up because in multiple aspects of my life, I want things to work. And I do want a relationship, but I do have relationship anxiety, so kind of don't go together. But I believe that when the right asexual guy shows up, he will be super strong. He will know categorically that he just wants to be with me. He'll do whatever it takes to be with me, and he won't feel any loss leaving anything else behind because he'll be getting a beautiful, beautiful girl who's absolutely sensational and who he gets on tremendously with and who has the best ever, deepest connection on all levels, and who's just the right one for him to be with. And he will happy to hear that. Thank you, Eva. And he will realize that people move on in their lives, their friends moving on, because your friends do not stay where they are. Like some people are like, oh well, my friend's here, but your friends move away, they get their own partners. Like I don't have any friends in my city. None of my friends live in my city. None of them. I mean, I've got a couple of people on my friends list on Facebook, like a few friends list on my Facebook. So you could argue I've got some friends, but these people aren't really people I see. They're more like people I know. and I might see like once in a blue moon, like once a year or something, or don't see at all. They're just on my friends list, you know. But you know, I don't have any what I call friends, like proper friends in my city. My best friends, they don't live actually in my city at all. Like it's always commuting. But yeah, there are committed, loving, forever relationships, and I want to make that perfectly clear before I go off. So it's good that you said that, really. You know, so my friend did marry their asexual fiance. They are very happy. He's never been happier in his life. My best friend, asexual friend, I found them a partner a little over a month ago. They are totally in love, and they are planning to move to live near their partner. They were going to, like I said earlier on this stream, they were going to move to live back near their dad and aunts, which is family, it's blood relation. But their partner is more important. They want to be with a partner. So they are literally, instead of doing that, they're doing a U-turn, and they're going to actually save up the money to move in 18 months to be with their partner. Until then, they've got to commute. And then I know someone who's older and got a younger asexual fiance. They're both asexual, and he commutes to see her, and he doesn't. He makes her feel so secure. He's always messaging her and that. But eventually, they will move. One of them will move. I think they're both prepared to move. She's prepared to move, and he's prepared to move. But because of the circumstances, it's better for them to actually not move in together for a while, because she's a lot younger than he is, and he just thinks, it's good for her to have her independence for a bit, And so it's a very healthy relationship. And so, there are people who are in happy, healthy, asexual relationships. And I ultimately believe that I will find the right guy, because I damn well won't give up. However much it hurts, however much I am in pain, however much I cry, however much tears I shed, however horrible it is at times like these, I won't give up. Because if you give up, it never happens. If I give up, it will never happen. So if I want a relationship, I have to keep fighting for it, wherever it is. But I believe the right guy, the right asexual guy, will come into my life. He'll be super strong. He'll be boundary driven with other women. He won't doubt that I'm the one for him. He will make me feel so secure, so happy, so elated to be with him. I won't have relationship anxiety or potential anxiety relationship anxiety, because I'll just damn well know that he wants me and only me. And I will be super secure, because I will just know categorically that he is not interested in any other woman. And it will just have a connection like no other. I just won't fear that. I believe that. And so in a way, I guess this experience is good that this person isn't the right person for me. It's sad, but I suppose it's good in a way, because I haven't actually met that person who does that yet. The person who just makes me feel so happy and comfortable, even if I haven't known them very long, that I don't fear them going off with another woman. I don't fear them leaving me. I don't fear them abandoning me or something, They will just be really, really happy, and they will just know what they want. They'll be boundary driven, take control, be in charge of their own life, and it will flow a lot better, and they'll just want to be with me. That I won't have any problems trying to convince them I'm the one for them, or that they should move. They will just naturally want to do all that, and they will just want to drive and see me. Oh, Yuva, wish you the best. Thank you, Yuva. I really appreciate that. For me, I've done a lot of personal and professional development work, and there's several areas of your life you need to assess. Like, one of them is family, one of them's relationships, another's finances and career, life mission, your spirituality, all these, your physical well-being as well. All these are like different areas of your life, and you need to address each one and work out what would the best scenario would be in each one. And so I do. Although I do love my single life, I really do, but I need to find a guy who's also into dancing, because I want to go to my club dancing with him. But I need to trust him with women as well, and the women there are all over the guys. Do you know what I mean? So it's got to be someone super special who's very no, I just like Sandra. I'm not interested in any other women. And if any woman came near him, he'd be like, I've got a girlfriend. Back off, women. Do you know what I mean? So I really need that guy, that super strong, confident, knows what he wants, knows his own mind, can take care of me emotionally really well, be super strong, and just eliminate any type of doubts or fears that I would have before they even happen. That's the guy I need. I haven't met that guy yet, you know? I haven't met him yet. But he's out there. I know he's out there. I totally 100% believe that. Anyway, I'm going to love you for now. Until next time, brace your quality and each other's. Bye, Richard. Bye, Kyle. And bye, Yuva. Lots of love to you all. I'll see you on the next video live stream. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Take care. Bye-bye.